Shelley Winter Show, live, local, topical, and relevant. And in the studio with me is my sheriff, as I live in Cobb County. He's a good friend of mine, good friend of the show, but he's also a good man. He's the kind of guy you want as your sheriff of your county. His name is Sheriff Craig Owens. How are you, sir?
Shelley, first and foremost, thank you for having me this evening.
No problem, brother. So let's talk. I want to talk about what you have coming up on this Saturday.
Yes.
This Saturday on the 25th. You have a back-to-school event going on. Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. So this Saturday, July 25th, from 10 to 1 p.m., we have our back-to-school bash out in Cobb County. This is a huge event for us, and we're doing it really, Shelley, for our children, and for numerous reasons, but one, for they will never have to come see me other than they see me out in the public, but really to make sure our children get started back to school right, with supplies, with haircuts, with health care, and we have numerous things, and I'd like to discuss throughout our conversation we're going to provide for them tonight.
Okay, so you got haircuts just to make them feel better going to school. Health care, what's health care? What do you mean by health care?
You know, most kids need physicals before they go back to school, and specifically if they're playing sports. So we're going to get those physicals free of charge at this event. So they have their physicals done, they have haircuts. We got financial services there for the parents, making sure they have what they need so they can be stable. We got a teacher supply closet so teachers can come in and pick supplies they need to fill up their classroom. We have tutoring services to set up for the kids during the school year. We have
wait, hold on, one stop. So the tutoring services, you guys do this year-round out of the sheriff's office?
Right. We do that out of the sheriff's office and through some of our local partners to do that tutoring for our children, yes.
And so that's the part that really ensures, well, not ensure, but it helps a child never to have to see you under other circumstances. The tutoring services
absolutely
is most important. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So the tutoring really is a combination of us. A lot of our fraternities and sororities get together and provide this tutoring for these young men and women throughout Cobb County. It really is to provide them with a stable learning environment, a little bit more they can get from regular school, that we can give them the assistance so they can excel. And we want no one to be left behind, so we'll make sure we provide that service for them.
So this Saturday, it's from what time to what time?
From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Jim Miller Park, which is located off of County Services Parkway.
And that's the park where they have the State Fair?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's 10 to 1 o'clock on this Saturday. Haircuts, healthcare, physicals,
we got some more stuff, Shelley.
Tell us. We got time. Tell us all about it.
We have voter registration out there for the parents. We have after-school programs sign up so kids can get signed up for after-school programs now before schools start back, so the parents already know where they're going to be. We have some mental health care services, so if people need any mental health care, we have those clinicians and things on site. We have art programs set up throughout the school year they can sign up to, swimming programs and get into.
So this is so I assume that these things are with Cobb County Services.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I got you.
We got a lot of county service built in this program as well.
Gotcha.
We're just trying to provide a unique experience for our children here in Cobb County. Again, it's to provide them with everything they have when they go back to school so they can succeed and not fail. And that's our main goal.
I guess this is an obvious question, but I've got to ask it anyway. Do you have to be a resident of Cobb County?
You don't have to be able to preferred.
Okay.
Because most of our services are geared for our children in Cobb County.
Gotcha.
But it's not a must, but it's a preferred.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. And so schools, how do teachers sign? Do teachers have to sign up to go to the closet?
Yes, so they have a link that they've sent out. Let me tell you this also, not only can they go to this closet and pick what they need, we're giving them $50 gift certificates as well for teachers that enroll and come out there. And so we're doing that. And also, Shelley, we're also giving out $1,000 scholarship to one lucky senior that year that'll be going to college. So we're doing that. We're giving away 2 TVs, 10 bicycles, and we're also giving away 1 brand new laptop as well.
My man. So the teachers, they got an email to sign up, or is it something that you could give out now for people to go to?
So we sent them out, and they had to go to our website at cobbcounty.org to grab. I'm sorry, cobbcounty.gov to grab it then they register, and then they can come in and receive their teacher supplies.
But they have to register
Yes,
first.
they have to register first.
So if you're a teacher in Cobb County and you just happen to find out about this listening to the show, go to cobbcounty.gov and follow the links and everything like that. This is something I've never seen. It's what I think people in the nonprofit community call wraparound services, right? Are you the only sheriff's department doing this? Because I've never heard of a sheriff's. I've heard of cities and municipalities doing this, or even schools doing this, but never the sheriff's department or law enforcement in
I think
general.
we're one of the few in the difference of ours. Most sheriffs and other law enforcement give out backpacks.
Right.
Not only are we giving out backpacks, 3,000 by the way, I may add, but we're also giving other things like teacher supplies, the healthcare screenings, the haircuts, and other social services. So we're trying to make, like you just stated, a wraparound service for the community, a one-stop shop on Saturday at Jim Miller Park.
And that's 10 to 1 at Jim Miller Park this Saturday. Cobb County Sheriff's Department doing this. How can people find out more about the information beyond listening to this? What links can you give out for them to go to?
Yeah, the main link should be the link you go to is the cobbcountysheriff.gov link, and also have a sheriff app link. It's on any links or apps you can not purchase this free on your app stores. Just download the cobbsheriff.org app, and then all the information is on there as well.
Okay.
So
cobbsheriffs.org. Go there, ladies and gentlemen, to find out more about the services. And if you don't live in Cobb and you know people that do live in Cobb, please send it around. I'm going to send this link after we get finished with this interview. I'm going to send it to my dear friends at the Cobb County Republican Party so they can share it out also. Because we have some members there that are on the board of directors for Must Ministries.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Must, I'd like to get it to their hands. Although they probably know about this because you guys are all connected, but try and do my part, as I say, quote unquote, my part.
And since you brought up Must,
Go ahead.
Does a lot of work in my facility. I mean my detention facility. So they are partners of the sheriff's office.
That's awesome.
Inside, trying to help rehabilitate inmates to get back into the regular way of living once they get out. Yes.
That's awesome. Sheriff, I wanted to ask you this. First of all, before we go on to the next subject, really quickly, give the information out one more time for everybody.
Right. So if you're interested in coming out this weekend, which I hope you are, please go to cobbcountysheriff.gov and visit that link, and they'll give you all the information. Or you can go download the Sheriff's app from your local Google store or Apple store, and then download the app, and then they also give all the information about the events coming up.
And the event is Saturday, February 25th from 10 a.m. July 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yes.
At Jim Miller Park, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, I asked you this off air, and I appreciate you having this discussion. We just finished here in the metro area, 19 days of FIFA. People from all over the world here. I saw nothing. Really nothing on MARTA, in the streets, nothing. Was your office a part of any of the law enforcement activities here for FIFA?
Yes. Fortunate enough, City of Atlanta Chief asked us would we provide some assistance, and I was able to do that. Our mounted patrol unit participated from beginning to the end of the FIFA, as well as special operations and SWAT team participated as well. From our reports, as you just stated, we had no issues. And I want to attribute that to the training that was done prior to this event coming on by the City of Atlanta and us training with them and getting up to speed. But also,
what kind of training would you have that's different than the regular training?
Well, so, I have a mounted patrol unit, so we're one of the 3 in the state to have it. So that's mainly of our horses. So they have a lot of training with crowd control with horses, how to maneuver horses and act within loud noises and things of that nature. They all phenomenal. Our tactical unit, which trains all the time, they were responsible for security of a lot of the teams. So in the hotels, when the teams movement back and forth, they were responsible for getting them to point A to point B safe without any issues. So that was the main function of the sheriff's office from Cobb County. But as a whole, the event, from my understanding, what I saw, and I can tell you, went off flawlessly.
Absolutely, it did. It did. And I shouted it out. I want to do it again with you here. I want to, tell law enforcement what a wonderful job they did. Why do you think nothing happened? Nothing, no stabbings, no shooting, nothing that we see on a regular basis out of the metro area or around the state and around the world, right? But why didn't we see that here? Why do you think?
I would like to say because we had a huge presence, number one. And I think it's by how we were able to communicate with all the fans from over the world here. You didn't see us being very over-aggressive. You seen us being mild mannered and talking to people in such a way that they can understand it without making it into something that it wasn't. So I think that played a big part of why we didn't have a lot of issues here.
Now, that is a fair answer and an honest answer. Now, the next question everybody listening to me now is going to ask is,
Right.
is that something we can carry forward in our regular dealings with law enforcement, both the citizen and law enforcement going forward?
That is a fair question. I would like my answer would be I would like to think so. But when you're at home versus visitors, there's a different attitude.
Fair enough.
So, but I would like for that to continue for sure.
Absolutely. Sheriff Craig Owens of Cobb County. Any last words before we let you go?
No, again, thank you so very much for allowing me to come on and speak about this event. I think this is truly an event that's going to help the whole Cobb County and our youth to be very successful in their future endeavors. Again, not many, back to school things you see giving out $1,000 scholarships, giving out TVs, giving out bicycles, giving out laptops. As you stated, giving that full wraparound service. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's this Saturday, July 25th, ladies and gentlemen, from 10 to 1 at Jim Miller Park in Cobb County. If you have friends or neighbors or church members that live in Cobb County, get this information to them. Sheriff Owens, God bless you. Thank you for coming on, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so
you're
very
my
much.
sheriff. You're my guy. I appreciate you
All
very
right.
much. We'll be right back. Shelley Winter Show.